we'd like to thank everybody for supporting the Arthritis Show. It's a great event, but we couldn't do it without you folks, so thank you so much. Without, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Dave TATMAN, the Corvette plant manager.
How you guys doing? So, did you want to hear about like my horses or my dog? Oh, you want to hear about the car? Okay, I got you. Yeah, he'll take the horses. Well, listen, it really is our privilege as part of the Corvette team, and certainly on behalf of all the great men and women of Bowling Green Assembly, a number of whom are here right now. They traveled up from Bowling Green as well. But it's on behalf of all the great men and women of Bowling Green, and as I say, everybody on the Corvette team. It's our pleasure and privilege to be able to walk around these car shows and talk about this iconic new American sports car, the 2014 Corvette Stingray. The car has been in development for a number of years, and we are now very, very close to the launch date of the car. We'll begin regular retail sales. I'm probably talking to the choir here. I think you guys probably know a lot about that stuff. But just a comment, many of you have asked me already this morning about when's my car going to get built. Well, my obligation, my commitment, the commitment that all the men and women of Bowling Green Assembly have is to build you a world-class car. And we're working really hard to make sure that we're ready to do that at the right time. So we'll start production at exactly the right time. Isn't that what I said to you earlier, Randy? And we'll start production at exactly the right time. That'll be the time when I'm convinced that we're ready to launch this car at the quality levels that you all expect and quite frankly deserve. Another note about that, many of you have asked me about buyer's tours and or museum delivery. As many of you know, the plant is currently closed to the public. It will remain closed for a bit of time. While we love having you all come in and see us build these iconic sports cars, it is a bit of a distraction, so we got to be a little bit careful about that because, as I said, our commitment is to build the car to the world-class quality levels that we expect that you deserve first, and then we'll introduce people back to the plant. But if you were to choose, as a new buyer, if you were to choose the buyer's tour or the museum delivery, both of those options come with a plant tour. And if you're willing to plunk down your hard-earned cash on this car, we're certainly willing to open our factory. Even if we're not open to the public, we'll open our factory to you and allow you to take the plant tour. So, this car is we built this car about 4 or 5 weeks ago. It is my daily driver. Can you imagine that? I got this great job on the planet. Yeah, and I came out of a ZR1 to do this. So where's Chuck? So I joke all the time. I thought I was driving a 2013 ZR1, 638 horsepower, incredible car, terrific car. And so I thought that when we started building these 14s, like you'd have to drag that ZR1 out of my cold hard fingers. Man, I saw this car, I said, I want it. I'm all over it. I don't even remember the last day I drove my ZR1. I jumped into this car and have been smiling ever since. I always said that when I drove C6s, I drew a crowd. This car draws a congregation. It's unbelievable. The fact is that every time I stop, even times when I'm not stopped, people pull up, take photographs, want to ask about the car. So all of that generates the kind of excitement that we've been feeling for some time in the Corvette product team, both in Detroit and in Bowling Green. All of the activity from Detroit kind of transferred into Bowling Green a number of months ago, and now we're focused on getting this car launched. So this car in particular, as I said, we built about 4 or 5 weeks ago. This is the coupe, obviously. We have announced we're going to build the coupe and the convertible. The story on the Stingray is kind of interesting. Of course, Stingray has a very hallowed name in Corvette history and heritage, and it was a fairly heated debate about, and over the course of a number of years, about when we would ever use the Stingray name again. And so we were convinced that to use the Stingray name, the car had to be totally worthy of all the history and the heritage that came with that name. And I would tell you that we revealed this car in January. Anybody at the reveal in January? Rick, I know you were. Yeah, a number of you were. It was a pretty exciting night. We revealed the car in Detroit. But we really didn't decide to use the Stingray name and the Stingray badging until very late, when we finally said to ourselves, yes, this car is worthy. This is a car that is worthy of the Stingray heritage and history. So this car is set up as a Z51 option. The Z51 comes with additional performance suspension, performance steering. It comes with electronic limited slip differential, and comes with 20-inch tires at the back, or 20-inch wheels at the back, 19-inch wheels at the front. As I said, the car is all new. There are only 2 parts common to this car that were used on the C6. One is a cabin air filter. It's about 6 by 9 inch paper filter that goes on the front of the dash. And then the only other carryable part is the rear roof latch, the latch that holds the roof down. Every other part of the car is brand new. So those of you who've ever been in manufacturing understand the challenge of learning to build an entirely new car. The efforts at the factory have been substantial. We've moved a lot of new people into Bowling Green to help us build this car, not only in terms of engineers and others, but also a significant number of our proud UAW partners came from other GM locations, about 300 of them actually, between full-time and temporary, that are now helping us build this car at the higher volumes we expect. This car, or the new Corvette, is powered by an all-new LT1 aluminum block, aluminum head V8 engine. The engines are built in Tonawanda, New York, again by proud American auto workers. The engine develops 455 horsepower with the NPP exhaust option. It gets 460 horsepower, which is an incredible amount of horsepower. The engine will power this car from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. It will achieve over 1 G in lateral acceleration as you track the car, as you take the car through high performance turns. It will achieve over 1 G in lateral acceleration. The car is equipped with a launch control feature so that if you are leaving from a standing start, you just dump the clutch off, bury the throttle, and when you're ready to shift, just dump the clutch in. Don't get off the throttle, just stay in it. The other amazing thing about this car, and I talked about this on the radio a few minutes ago, is the fuel economy of this car. The car, we just recently released the EPA fuel mileage for this car, and the EPA has rated this car at 17 miles per gallon in the city, 29 miles per gallon on the open road. Unbelievable fuel economy for a performance sports car that we're very excited about. The car is available, we always say at the factory that we offer a finite number of options and an infinite number of combinations. As we walk around the car, obviously wheels and tires are an option, caliper colors are an option, mirror colors an option. The Z51 package that I talked about, the performance package that includes the full-length rear spoiler. The standard spoiler is a bit shorter. It sits basically in the center of the rear fascia. The car is designed to respond to all the issues that many of you as C6 and C5 and C4 owners told us about. We engineered the car to respond to every one of those concerns, and also so for you as loyal Corvette customers, we want to make sure that you understand this car is built to the response of what you've asked us to do. But also this car, we believe, will attract a significant new demographic to the vehicle, which is really our objective as well, as we want to continue to grow the Corvette fan base. To do that, we knew that we needed to really upgrade the interior. One of the significant weaknesses we have with the C6, and I see a lot of head nods out there, was the quality of the interior. In 2012, we started putting in new seats. That was a big step up. But really the nav system, in fact, one of you asked me about that this morning, the nav system was the very first generation nav system in all of GM vehicles, and it was antiquated by the time we went out of production. But we searched the world for world-class materials and technologies to do the interior, and we think we've achieved that. The interior features 2 configurable 8-inch screens, that give gauge packages, give an infotainment system. This is based off the Chevrolet MyLink system, but it is really very uniquely Corvette. In fact, funny story about that. So these infotainment systems, they have a background electrical architecture, right, that's common to all the vehicles. But we sort of customize the front end. The piece that you see, we customize that. Well, the customization for this screen was done by some computer geek that lives in Charlevoix, Michigan. I don't think the guy even owns a car, but he was all over it and created an incredible array of screens and information for the driver. There's a heads-up display, as is conventional with the Corvette. For the first time ever, we're offering a backup camera. So for all of you Corvette drivers that are patterned to back up into our parking spaces, we offer a backup camera that allows you to very clearly see what is behind you. In addition to that, we also offer a feature for the first time that we've done this, which I think is terrific. You can select it off your infotainment system, but the mirrors, when you put the car in reverse, the mirrors automatically dial down so you can see the lines in the parking space as you back into the parking space. I don't leave any detail undone on this car. The interiors, the materials, aluminum, stainless steel, carbon fiber. leather, of course, really the best materials we can find around the world. In fact, one of the options is a carbon fiber dash trim plate. I was telling somebody last night, they asked me, hey, I've ordered the carbon fiber trim plate, you know, is that going to be cool? They're absolutely beautiful, and they're coming from Istanbul, Turkey to us. So we've searched the world for the best we can find to make the car be what it should be. The car, of course, is available in automatic transmission, features paddle shifting. It's an all-new 6-speed automatic coming out of Toledo, Ohio, right here in the great state of Ohio. The other transmission, of course, the automatic features paddle shifting, so you can put it into manual mode and paddle shift the car with the paddle shifters that are on the steering wheel. The car in the manual transmission mode features a 7-speed manual. First time we've ever used a 7-speed manual in a Corvette. And this car features a very unique feature. In fact, the only place in the industry you can get it is Corvette, and that's called automatic Rev Matching. For those of you who know performance driving, the idea is as you downshift in a performance driving maneuver, you blip the engine throttle so that you match the engine RPMs to the transmission, and you get an absolutely seamless downshift. You don't lose any torque during the downshift. This car will do it for you electronically. It's amazing. So instead of the old heel-toe method where you're putting your toe on the brake and your heel on the throttle or vice versa to create those rev matches, this car will do it automatically for you. I was telling a story a few minutes ago. The best driver in the world on Nürburgring, in my opinion, is a guy that works for us, a guy named Jim Merrill. Many of you may know Jim. Jim is the one that set the record at Nürburgring for production sports cars several times in Corvettes. I spent a lot of time with Jim in these cars as we were doing setups and stuff. And thanks, Mark. And Jim could not override the automatic rev matching. In fact, he said it's as good as he can do it. And if it's as good as he can do it, it's really flipping good. The car, in terms of interior space, the car is set up to be very driver-centric, so that it really is a driver compartment. Those of you who had a chance to sit in already today, I think would agree with that. Many of you said that coming out of the car. It also creates a passenger compartment that is unparalleled as well. One of the things we heard about from our customers as well was the fact that, I guess I detail my car in less than 30 towels in here. Don't tell the hotel. Hey, you know, I'm not at home. Anyway, so what we did for this car was we provided a grab handle for the passenger on the center console that allows, and it's exactly the same angle as the door handle, that allows the passenger to secure themselves in the seat if the driver is undergoing some, shall we say, performance moves. And my wife likes those a lot, I gotta tell you that. So, the car comes with a premium Bose stereo system, obviously CD, but behind the nav screen is a compartment. The nav screen slides down and is a compartment with you can store your sunglasses or your phone in there. But there's also a USB port in there to port your iPod or your Pandora, if your phone or whatever. We do feature Pandora in the car. The infotainment system is spectacular. You get weather updates on it. You can get just all the usual stuff of the current generation nav systems. The car, for the first time ever in production, features a carbon fiber hood and a carbon fiber roof. Now, many of you out there say, but wait, Dave, the ZR1 and Z06 had carbon fiber roof and fenders. Yes, it's a vernacular thing. It's really, when we talk about production, we're talking about cars greater than 1,000 vehicles a year. Certainly this car will be that. But we get a carbon fiber hood, so for production, first time ever, and a carbon fiber roof. There's actually 3 roof options. The roof on this car is in the hatch right now. This car features the premium carbon fiber roof. It's a visible carbon fiber beam. Great addition to the car. The standard roof for the car is a carbon fiber roof, but body color. So the standard roof for this car would be a yellow roof. Obviously, the roof comes out from the windshield frame back to the halo. It stores very neatly into some standards in the back. The third roof option is a transparent roof. You can actually order 2 roof options. You get a transparent roof and either the carbon fiber or the color roof. People say to me, how come you can't get 3 roofs? Well, you can only get 2 roofs on the car. One in there, one in there. So we only sell 2. But if you want to buy the 3rd roof, you can. You just go to GM Parts and order it. Every vent on the car is functional. This hood vent is consistent with everything you've ever seen on a race car, never seen it on a production car. The air comes from underneath, goes through this slanted radiator for engine cooling. Through this vent on the hood every vein in that vent is angled slightly differently so that the air comes over top of the car in channels and creates a downforce on the car to keep the car on the track or keep the car on the road at high speeds. The vents here in the back of the quarters, this side cools the differential, that side cools the transmission. The other vents on the side are for brake cooling. The car is really an amazing car to drive. It's an amazing car to look at. I think many of you have told me already today that you've seen many pictures of the car, but in person it is an awfully cool car to look at, and it's an even more fun car to drive. We put a lot of miles on these cars. As I mentioned earlier, we're in this capture test fleet phase of our build. We're putting vehicles like this out in the hands of many of our Corvette product team members. We've accumulated several 100,000 miles on these cars already. We are absolutely delighted with the results of this car. We think that, we thought all along, and certainly all the media assessments that we've heard thus far, is we've really kind of knocked it out of the park on this one. We are absolutely delighted. That's kind of a brief overview of the car. I don't want to keep you guys all in the sun too much longer, but I guess, can I take some questions, Mark, or what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll take questions from anybody. It's usually a better way. Yes, sir. Yeah, we've announced a convertible. The question was, are convertibles available? And we'll launch the coupe, and a few short months after the coupe, we'll launch the convertible. And so, in fact, I was talking to a customer here a few minutes ago who's all hot to trot for his convertible, and it won't be too long after we launch coupes to get the birds out. Yeah, the convertible does not have these vents in the quarters. No, not for us. We can't get them there because of the top configuration, the tonneau. Yeah. The question is, does the Z51 come with a painted rear spoiler? You mean the contrasting color rear spoiler? No, you got to specify that. The typical rear spoiler, if you specify Z51, it comes in body color. If you want it black, I kind of like the way this car is set up. I know a guy, so I built this car just the way I want it to be. But you can order this car just the way it sits right now. But if you want it in body color, that's the standard. Black is up. Yes, sir. Yeah, the lower fascia here? Yeah, the lower fascia is black on every car. Okay? So we had a lot of debate about that. In fact, Kim, you remember the debate about color on this. But ultimately, we chose to make them all high gloss black. It actually looks very good. Yes, ma'am. Well, there's 10 colors in the car. I'm glad you asked. I should have said that. I'm so focused on glossy yellow. I love this. We actually are building 10 colors to the car. 2 are brand new colors. The first brand new color is called Laguna Blue. It's named after the Laguna Seca racetrack out in Monterey, California, where we race Corvettes a couple times a year. It is a very beautiful sky blue kind of color. It's a real rich looking color. The other brand new color is called Lime Rock Green. It's a real deep green, and it's named for Lime Rock racetrack out in Connecticut. The other 8 colors are standard Corvette colors. Torch red, Arctic white, cyber gray, blade silver. Night race blue is a new color we introduced last year. Very deep, rich blue. Very deep navy blue. What is black, of course. Yeah. Oh, yellow. I said torch red. Oh, crystal red. Yeah. So, okay. So, what do you think is the most popular color in Corvettes? At least as the orders came in for final C6s. What was the most popular color? White. Torch red. Torch red is the most popular color. Yes, this is the guy with the torch red Grand Sport. Yeah, over here. The question is how many wheel packages? It's like infinite. No, there's actually 5 different wheels, and of course the Z51 versus the base package is 20s and 19s versus 19s and 18s. So there's a lot of wheel options, and very cool. We offer obviously chrome, obviously black. We offer painted aluminum and machined aluminum. So, yes, sir. Yeah, the question is about, we revealed, about 2 weeks ago at the 60th anniversary event at the National Corvette Museum down in Bowling Green, Kentucky. By the way, I would give a shout out. Our partners in the National Corvette Museum are in the back here, all the way in the corner back by where the cars are set up. They're selling National Corvette Museum merchandise and general Corvette merchandise. They're great partners for us, and really great to have them here at the show. So 2 weeks ago at the National Corvette Museum, we announced a launch premiere edition. It's a Laguna Blue car with a black stinger stripe on the car. We're only going to build 250 of those cars. and they will be built early in the sequence. That's a, and I'm not totally clear. Ricky may know more than I do, but isn't it? It's a dealer thing, isn't it? We're going to send it to dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys decide. We just have to wait for it to come.
Yeah. So all the dealers out there saying, "Can I get one, please?" But it's 250 special edition cars, and the dealers can choose whether to sell them at retail or whether to hold on to them, make a display or whatever.
Sell it.
Be their best Corvette customer or whatever. Yeah, that's right, guys. Sell them. Yes, sir. The tires are on this car 100% Michelin's. Michelin. We are really happy with these tires. This is a brand new tire developed specifically for this car. It's a Michelin's Pilot Super Sport. And I got to tell you, if you had a chance to drive a car, in the last 2 years, we built cars with Pilot Cup tires from Michelin. Michelin described those tires as being street legal but track ready. And they were a terrific tire on a day like today. You know, hot roads, hot tires, they were a blast to drive. But in inclement weather, it was like aim for the high spots and hope for the best. But nevertheless, I mean, it was a tire designed for track. I mean, that's what it was. It was, and enthusiasts could buy it as part of a performance package. These tires, these Michelin Pilot Super Sports, combine the best of both worlds. They're a terrific tire on hot roads. You know, again, a day like today, lots of fun on roads on these tires. And then I also tell you, from my own experience, driving these tires in really bad weather, they're a great tire. They're a great tire. We're very excited about our partnership with Michelin. Yes, ma'am. Base price of this car, we announced it several months ago, maybe not several months, but a couple months ago. The base price of the coupe is $51,995. The base price of the convertible is $56,995. Now, we often say that with a Corvette, you can drive it like you stole it. My opinion is at that price, you did steal it. Now, this car, the way this car is set up, is probably a little bit a little bit south of $70,000. So, but I was amazed. You know, I mean, I build these things. I don't set pricing or marketing or something. But I honestly thought that the first digit would be a 6 when we came out with pricing. I was really surprised. I think it's an incredible value. That's only $1,400 more than the base price for a C6. So you got a ton of technology in this car. This car is, the minute you start this car and drive it, you know you're driving something totally new and totally exciting. Yes, sir.
I was late to the presentation, but did you announce when you're going to start production on the
No, I didn't. What I did say is I'll start it just as soon as we're ready. You know, my obligation, as I said earlier, and I'll repeat for you because I want you guys to understand this, we will deliver a world-class car to the customers who are buying this car. And we are doing everything in our power. In fact, I joke, you know, I was doing a presentation earlier. I had to leave the plant one day about 5:30, but of course I've been in there at 5:30. So I was there from 5:30 to 5:30, so I said I put myself down for a half-day vacation. We are working really hard. Okay, so here's a good story. I get up every morning early because we work early in the automotive business. We work really hard now. What time do you suppose my alarm goes off every morning? 4:27. Why not do a 4:20? I mean, you got to get up early. Might as well smile about it. All you LS7 owners out there. So, other questions? Yes, ma'am. Oh yeah, great question. There's actually 2 seat options, only one available right now. The seats in this car are the touring seat, and that's probably the seat that most people will be interested in. It's the most comfortable of our seats, but they're a much better seat than we've ever put in Corvettes, in my opinion. You can set the seats up to fit you perfectly. We are offering a sports seat that will come out in a few months, which gives you a little bit more clearance through the headrest and a little tighter bolstering, a little bigger bolstering for those of you who are track enthusiasts and want to put a 4-point harness in. We're going to offer a sports seat for that as well. So 2 basic seat configurations, but all kinds of colors and stitching and inserts. This car in particular has suede inserts, and the suede inserts on the seats are designed to keep you from sliding around when you're tracking the car. It's really great. Did I mention this car has seat coolers? First time ever in Corvette, we put seat coolers in the car, which is really nice. We put seat heaters in the Corvette. Huh? I mean, who drives a Corvette? It's so cool to have seat heaters, except for when we want to work on our back. but we put seat coolers in the Corvette for the first time ever. Other questions? Yes, sir.
How does the new electronic steering compare to the previous?
Yeah, the electronic. This car features electronic power steering, and it is it's a step function change and improvement in the way this car responds. And even though the C6 was terrific, we are offering the smallest diameter steering wheel we've ever offered. Okay, it's 350 millimeters. But the transmission of the road feel from the tires to your fingertips is as fine as it's ever been. It is an incredible advantage to this car. I would also tell you that it also allows us, there are 5 driver modes in this car. I think I missed that talking about the interior. But you can drive this car in weather, eco, touring, sport, or track, depending on what you're doing with the car. And the reality is that when you change that driver mode, it changes up to 10 different aspects of the vehicle. It changes suspension, it changes gear ratios, it changes the handling characteristics, it changes the engine noise, the exhaust note, it changes the gauge package in front of your eyes. Well, one of the things that electronic power steering allows you to do is to change the steering case of the driver mode you're selecting. So it's very cool. Yeah. Well, the interesting thing, the mileage that the EPA came down with, the question was about an eco mode. And I said EPA mileage was 17 and 29. In touring mode, the EPA determined to be 17 and 28, and in eco mode they determined to be 17 and 30. So they saw it off at 17 and 29. Now the eco mode introduces in the Z51 car in particular, the eco mode introduces the active fuel management. This engine, of course, has variable valve timing and active fuel management for the very first time ever in a Corvette. You can run in 4 cylinders. It only takes 12 horsepower to push this car down the road at 60 miles an hour. This car has spent more time in the wind tunnel than any car we've ever done at General Motors. So it is an incredibly efficient car. And so when the engine and the vehicle performance is not requiring 460 horsepower, there's no reason to dial it up. So we actually cut out 4 cylinders and run an eco mode. We are absolutely convinced that many of you will achieve fuel economy much better than what the EPA rated at. We're delighted by the EPA rating. Yes, sir.
7 speed, overdrive.
2, and the 7th gear is real top.
Hey, Dave.
It's a real tall gear. Oh yes, I'm sorry, Rita. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. As a woman, I'd
Yes.
like to make a comment about the new Stingray. I've ordered one. I'm going to be getting one, and I just want to tell all you ladies out there, it's going to be a great car for a gal.
Let me get this microphone closer. Say that up there, say I want to say that again.
Go on, get up there.
Say that again.
Get up there.
Say it again.
Say it again.
I just want to tell all the ladies out there that this is going to be a wonderful car for a gal, because you're always sitting next to your significant other, and now it's time for me to drive something. It's a nice size. And I just got a chance to sit in it for the first time today. There's not really that many blind spots, which kind of bothered me. And my husband's been driving them around since 1964.
Now it's your turn.
That's my
How about that? What is testimony? Thanks, Rita.
Get out there, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rita.
That's what I thought, yeah. Okay, great. Well, actually, I got a very nice email this week from Rita saying, am I going to be able to sit in the C7 in Columbus? Oh, yeah. Other questions? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. That's the best part about it, man. Usually, well, this is a mixed car show. That's good. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can sit in this car today. I've had it open up all morning. But yeah, the question was, we're going to be at Corvette's Carlisle. We'll have our usual GM presence at Corvette's Carlisle. We'll have a number of cars there. Today I've only got 2. I've got a gloss black and a silver. We'll have a number of cars at Carlisle, and you should serve here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this car, the question is, the exhaust system sounds really good. Well, I have the car right now in sport mode, because it is the best exhaust mode, because you like the rock out, and I said it's terrible. But it also, this car features NPP exhaust like the C6 did, so we'll cut out the exhaust baffles at higher RPMs, even in the touring mode, like we did with C6. But those are electronic solenoids, and so when we're in sport mode, they're always open, so there's no back pressure. So it's sweet. It really is. Yeah, over here. What's my favorite part of the car? Driving it for sure. I think the driving experience in this car is really superior. I mean, I think no matter what you're doing with the car, I don't care if you're going to get ice cream or you're tracking the car, this car is a really, really fun car to drive. questions? Really? Okay. Listen, as I said, I've kept you out in the hot sun long enough. I'll have the car back over in the corner by the next Corvette Museum tent, along with the black one. You're welcome to come by, sit in the car. I'll be here. I don't know what I'm doing later, but I'll be here all day and answer questions and talk to you. There's a number of folks around here walking around the Bowling Green Assembly Plant Corvette Club T-shirts and shirts on. They're all folks from the plant that there's Sonny back there. I see him. Yeah. Jimmy and Christine, they're standing up over here. But if you got questions, they know a little bit about the car too. They can build it, so it's all good. Hey, listen, thanks a lot. You guys are a terrific audience. One of the best things about Corvette. While it's the car that brings us together, it's the people that make it worthwhile. And thank you for being the kind of people you are, the kind of Corvette people that you are. Everybody has a great heart for those less fortunate than us. We do terrific things in the community to make the places we live a better place to be because of who we are. So thanks for everything, you guys, and come on by and see this car.
I'm a party and party and party and